Alright, so this time I am going to be testing a little game called The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, which is running on the Unreal Engine 4, and I am testing the game on Intel HD graphics. I already set the game to run in 720p, and I am also recording in 720p using OBS because I did test the game in 1080p, which was my initial setting, while running the game on my NVIDIA GPU, but it's literally unplayable in full HD. So I set the game to run in 720p, and I will lower all of the other settings to the bare minimum to get the maximum frame rate. I already did disable most everything. I'm going to enable VSync though and log the frame rate at 60, but the frame rate is never going to go above 20 using Intel HD. The game is playable. I did a short test in 720p, but the frame rate is really bad. All right. We have the minimum settings here. I already disabled all of the advanced settings, and everything is set on low. So even set on the lowest graphic settings, this game looks absolutely gorgeous. It's one of the best looking games I've ever seen. It's an indie game, but the level design is absolutely beautiful. It's a great tech demo for the Unreal Engine 4. It's a great game as well. It's a point and click game, a first person point and click game. So since we have the bare minimum settings, we'll be able to start a new game. I played this game for a few hours before, and it's really great. I really recommend it. I don't recommend playing the game on Intel HD, but it's actually playable. The frame rate is very low, and the graphics are set to very low as well, and the resolution is in 720p, HD, and not full HD, which is 1080p. Intel HD graphics is not capable of running a new generation game like that in full HD. It's actually surprising that the game is running at all on Intel HD graphics. But if you have a newer Intel Core i chip, I'm using a 6th gen Core i7 mobile CPU since I am using my laptop. Well, the frame rate is bad. Obviously, the frame rate is really not that great. It's running at about 20 FPS or so. So the frame rate is really not that good. It's very low, but it's playable. The game is playable, and this is such a gorgeous game. Right now, the textures are set to minimum, so when you come very close to objects like this, like trees and rocks, um, well, the textures look slightly blurry, but when the texture resolution is set to maximum, this game looks incredibly sharp. Um, but yeah, on Intel HD, you should set the game to the bare minimum, of course, for it to run as well as it possibly can. And this is, as I was saying, this is a first person point and click game. So there's not a lot of action. So the frame rate is not going to drop because there is a lot of action on screen. So it's actually playable, even if the frame rate is really low. And the graphics settings are very low as well. But the game is indeed playable. And even on the very minimum settings, it looks gorgeous anyway. And I actually really recommend that game. It's a really great point and click game. So even if you are using IntelliJ graphics and that it's new enough, you should be capable of running such a game, which is running on the Unreal Engine 4. As I was saying, it's a great tech demo for the Unreal Engine 4. Honestly, it looks really gorgeous, and this was a trap. There's traps in the game, so you have to be careful. Yeah, so that's it for this little test of the Vanishing of Ethan Carter running on the Unreal Engine 4 because this is the Redux version. There's another version that was running on the Unreal Engine 3, but it's important to mention that this is the Redux version running on the Unreal Engine 4. So, of course, if you are on Intel HD graphics, you probably should be running the Unreal Engine 3 version of the game instead, because it's a last generation engine. So it should be running better. But for the sake of this test, I really meant to test the game running on Unreal Engine 4. The Unreal Engine 4 version of the game running on Intel HD graphics. So there you have it.